I'll be honest, Shaka, I had to check the date when I saw this story. I thought it was April the 1st. Diego Maradona says he's the right man for Manchester United. Of course he is. And I'm the right man to be the CEO of World Slimming. Come on.
Okay, yeah, well, not so sure about the latter, but
Thank you.
Diego Maradona clearly is throwing his hat in the ring, so to speak, not beyond Diego Maradona, in all honesty, but it doesn't make any sense. On the one hand, I'm not at all surprised to see Maradona say something like this. We are talking about Diego Maradona here, after all. On the other, I'm not sure that anybody really takes it seriously, particularly those sitting on the board at Manchester United.
Or us too.
Well, saying that, for us too, it'd be great. For neutrals, listen, for neutrals and people who sit in studios and talk about football, including Manchester United, we'd have no end of storylines. It would make our jobs all the easier. Listen, if I had a vote, I'd vote for it. It'd be great. I have no concerns with Manchester United at all. But if you're a Manchester United fan, and more importantly, if you're sitting on Manchester United, their board, this makes no real sense.
Let's get serious if we can for a second. It's going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going forward, certainly in the short term, assuming he doesn't have a nightmare to start the season. What's the biggest thing when he sits down over the summer with his iPad or bit of paper? What's the biggest thing he's got to tackle first and foremost?
Well, first, he has to figure out who's going to be in his dressing room come middle of August. Speculation continues to swirl around the future of Paul Pogba, a player who just a few days ago, it feels like he says he's going to be the captain for the club going forward. You've got Alexis Sánchez, who's still sitting on an awfully incredible wage, especially considering that he has contributed nothing since his arrival at Old Trafford. And what do you do from there? Players continue to be linked with moves elsewhere. And then, given the fact that Manchester United did not finish in the top four, makes that job all the more difficult to attract talent, to get them back into the top four. So, as he tries to navigate his way back into the top four in Champions League football, and then possibly longer term a challenge at the top of the Premier League, I'm not sure, and I don't think he knows exactly what his starting position is.
Where do you think Manchester United's place now in European football is? Because you and I remember them winning Champions League under Fergie. And I wouldn't say that they were the pinnacle for any player, but they were certainly up there. Now we read, with Buffon leaving PSG at the end of his contract, that De Gea might end up there. Are United just another decent club in Europe?
I think Manchester United still have some of their mystique because of who they are, or maybe more to the point, who they were. Because of what they are as a commercial machine, they can still compete with some of the biggest players in world football. But if you are that incredible talent, if all other things being even, there are a number of clubs who want your services, why do you go to a club who aren't playing in the Champions League? And as much as we talk about Manchester United still having that mystique, still maintaining some of that brand strength, the longer that they go without Champions League football, the further that they fall behind the likes of Manchester City and now Liverpool, not to mention the others across the continent in Europe, the harder it's going to be for them to claw their way back.
Give me the position they need to strengthen the most.
Well, you mentioned De Gea. Without question.
Romero's decent.
I'll be honest. Romero's not going to be the goalkeeper that's going to lead them back to challenging in Europe or even the top four. And in all honesty, Manchester United needs to strengthen in every single department. Just kind of thinking about it loosely, I don't think their centre-halves are great. I don't think their wing-backs are great. Through midfield, the only world-class talent that they have is Paul Pogba, and I don't think he's lived up to his own expectation. He's been good, probably better than most, but I don't think he's lived up to expectation. The likes of Ander Herrera already moved on. Strikers, Rashford had started well under Solskjaer, but seemed a little bit moody towards the end. Lukaku linked with a move away. You could throw darts at a dartboard in terms of where they need to start in terms of strengthening.
Let's finish it with a word answer from you, please. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the right man long-term for Manchester United?
No.
There you go. It's a big 12 months ahead. But before that, it's a big summer ahead for the Red Devils.